The developments continue as the Lord Mayor of Kampala Capital City Authority, Erias Lukwago, remains largely sidelined. His tenure at the authority has been marked by a frosty relationship between himself and the Executive Director, Jennifer Musisi. So what does he make of the latest developments? On NTV Take 5 tonight, the Lord Mayor of Kampala Capital City Authority, Erias Lukwago, you can join the conversation on Facebook, Twitter, SMS. Our hashtag is NTV Take 5. You can get us on our Facebook page on NTV Uganda fan page. Our SMS number is 6565. Remember to begin with Take 5 or send us an email on take5@ntvuganda.co.ug. Thank you so much for joining us, Lord Mayor.
Thank you, Josephine, and the viewers.
All right. Well, before we get into the questions that our viewers have for you today, we want to know what your reactions are to the President's meeting with KCCA councillors to discuss the developments in the city.
Well, it's a very, very unfortunate situation, and indeed a development one wouldn't be proud of, because surely the President would not do such a thing as a fountain of honor, to go behind my back, trying to manipulate the process, to meet the councillors, plot against me, and do all sorts of dirty things against me. It's very, very unfortunate. It's most regrettable.
Well, we heard in the story that we played earlier of the plans being mooted, where we have railway transport in the city, new taxi stages. What are your thoughts on that?
You see, that wouldn't be a bad idea. But the problem, President Museveni is bent on killing all the systems in this country, killing the institutions, and also defying the basic principles we have in governance. Actually, President Museveni believes that we do not have elected leadership in Kampala. He doesn't recognize the elected leadership, not only myself, but including the Division Urban Council mayors and all these other elected leaders. These are the councillors. It's just for convenience sake that he calls them once in a while, occasionally, to crack a deal here and there. But for issues of governance, the President is not at all interested in interacting with the leadership. Let
me, what do you think of the plans for the railway system in Kampala and also new taxi stages? Those are things that, regardless of where the idea comes from, we'd want to know what you think about
there must be a policy guideline. They must be anchored on a policy framework. You know, there is this notion that we can have development without a development plan. I don't subscribe to that idea. You see, the crux of the matter, the crisis we are facing, there are no systems in place. Now you get crude ideas from particular individuals. They are implemented overnight. They are not processed through a system established under the law. Today we do not have a development plan, both a structured development plan and socio-economic development plan. And that's a tragedy for the country. Because how do you roll out programs which are not tailored on a particular structured development plan? It's very absurd, and this is the issue I raised with the minister. And I told him, for me, I'm not for that kind of development. You either roll out the Metropolitan Physical Planning Authority, which is provided for in the law, and myself, I'm supposed to be part of that team, which is supposed to sit and we plan the city. We come up with a comprehensive plan, infrastructure development in Kampala, not only about railway transport or cable cars or things like infrastructure. The entire development system must be planned for. And that's the reason now you can see they are moving forth and backwards. Because today you plant flowers along Ginger Road because we did not plan for it. We did not follow a systematic plan. The next day you remove all the flowers because you want to extend the road into a 6-lane. Forgetting that you have sunk there colossal sums of money, taxpayers' money. You sell Usafi market at a paltry sum of 110 million. Because you're not following a particular policy, you dispose of to a particular individuals. A few years down the road, you want to repurchase at a whooping sum of 37 billion. That's very, very absurd.
Well, like I mentioned to you earlier, on Take 5, the questions are sent from the public to you. And we have someone asking, how are you managing, in a sense, as an absentee mayor of Kampala Capital City Authority? absent at City Hall?
Well, I'm doing my work, much as the Supreme, Justice Kavuma came up with that order, that much as you are the Lord Mayor, you shouldn't continue with your work until the appeal of the Attorney General is heard. You had what, you know it's on record. Justice Lydia Mugambe came up with the finding that I'm still the Lord Mayor, and that all whatever they purported to have carried out in form of impeachment was null and void. Yeah, so I'm supposed to be in office. As we talk right now, let me just show you this. I have this document which the minister passes off as a ministerial policy statement entailing what he said is a budget. You had it?
Yes, on the bulletin.
Okay, the one of 2014-2015. And it's very strange. You find that the minister has got no powers whatsoever to initiate such programs. The minister has no powers to come up with a budget which has not been approved by the authority presided over by the Lord Mayor. He doesn't have those powers. And now he introduces a litany of taxes, a wide range of taxes, because they want to collect a sum of Uganda shillings 94 billion, because the budget in total is 268 billion. Now, local revenue component is about 94 billion, up from 68. And we even failed to realize it in this financial year, because our target was 68, we managed to collect only 64. So now they're increasing it by I don't know how much, by a huge percentage, so up to 94 billion. Now he's introducing illegal taxes. And these are all issues within my docket, and I have to address them, and I'm attending to them.
Well, I think we'll go back to that question, because we have Harriet Birungi, who says, what exactly do you do these days, and do you still get your salary from KCCA? So aside from what the minister and everybody else is doing in KCCA, they want to know exactly what you are doing.
I was explaining the core function.
In or out of?
Yes, the core functions of the Lord Mayor, whether I'm in office or I'm out. Right now, as I said, much as there is that court order of Justice Lydia Mugambe that the impeachment was null and void, I'm not in office because of what Kavuma said, and we are waiting for the decision of the Supreme Court on that particular matter. But that notwithstanding, I'm still doing my work of monitoring what is going on.
Monitoring.
Yes, I do the monitoring. I still play the oversight role. That's why I'm critiquing what the minister is doing. I get the ministerial policy statement, I study it critically, and I'm raising these matters with the Speaker of Parliament, because I have to present a petition there. So that is all my work, and I'm still doing it.
Okay. And
but on the issue of the salary, please, I get no single coin from, I have no emoluments from KCCA.
We have another question from Alpha, who says, what do you have to say about some councillors refusing to have you reinstated at City Hall?
You see, it's not up to the councillors to decide. It's the will of the people. It's the dictates of the Constitution. I was duly elected. Whether you like me or not, I am the Lord Mayor who was duly elected by the people of Kampala for a term of 5 years. You have to contend with that situation. Whether you like me or not, that's the reality on the ground. So it's not up to the councillors to decide. They tried, they were manipulated to go into that botched up impeachment process, and I challenged it successfully in the courts of law. That's why Justice Lydia Mugambe came up with a decision and said whatever you did was prohibited by an order issued by Justice Nyanzi Yasin. So it was null and void. And whatever they are doing, actually, they are risking being subpoenaed in court for contempt of court. Whoever purports to block me from executing my work as the Lord Mayor, no, let me put this differently, because that's a different matter. Whoever comes up that figment of imagination that I'm not the Lord Mayor, you are risking being summoned in courts of law to answer for your actions or omissions in line with the decision of court.
Well, Lord Mayor, our time is fast spent, but just before we leave this session, I want to find out, what are your plans for 2016, regardless of where you stand now?
Right now, I'm working hand in hand with my colleagues in the opposition. We rolled out a program for sensitization of the masses on the need for political and electoral reforms. We are crisscrossing the entire country, trying to sensitize people about the need for reforms, and also engaging the government so that we can have a dialogue, we can have consensus, so that we can come up with a new chapter on how to address the issues of governance in this country. That's my main preoccupation as far as 2016 is concerned. We must address these issues now.
But that's not really telling us, you as an individual, do we see you standing again for Lord Mayor? What do we see you doing in 2016?
No, you can't divorce this issue of the Lord Mayor from the broader question of governance in this country. They are intertwined. Let me tell you, we are talking about rule of law, we are talking about constitutionalism, not only in Kampala, but countrywide. As long as we have not sorted out governance issues in Uganda as a country, the entire country, you will not have this crisis at the whole sorted out. It's one man's rule. It's a personal rule which is disturbing us in Kampala. So we have to tackle the problem at the source. That's why we are engaging everybody to wake up. We are calling upon everybody to wake up. Please support this cause for electoral reforms so that we can have free and fair elections, so that we can have functional institutions like a KCCA and all other institutions like a government, the legislature, the judicial, and all these other institutions of government and state.
So that's where your efforts are focused right now as we look to 2016?
Largely, that's where I'm putting my attention and effort as of now, because it's such a crucial issue. It's a vital, it's a crucial issue which we all must address, and it's my duty as one of the political actors in this country, and as a lawyer, and of course as a Ugandan. It's my duty. It's not only a matter of choice, but it's a constitutional duty. If you looked at the Constitution, I have a duty to take up this challenge.
Well, thank you, Lord Mayor, for joining us on NTV Take 5.
Thank you.
We've been listening to Lord Mayor Erias Lukwago sharing his thoughts on Kampala's development and the recent happenings that have been. Let's take a short break. We'll be right back.